I think a lot of women get hung up on the number or the size. And so the challenge is, well, I don't want to be, I'm going to get back into whatever it is. And the reality is, as I talk with clients, is you're not the same person you were 5 years ago or 10 years ago, right? You're totally different. So even if you were to fit into those, even if you were to lose weight, because we're always on this weight loss journey,
Totally.
you're not
Yeah.
the same person. And I really try and get clients to understand that your value isn't determined by that number or that size. Style is not a size. It's about finding things that you feel good in and that make you feel beautiful and confident.
Hey, everybody. It's Diane Gilman, formerly known as the Queen of Jeans, and today is Fashion Thursday. We have got a fashion expert, Elisa Ellis, who is going to talk about bringing out the best of you, whether you are a total fashionista like me with overflowing closets, out of control, or you're somebody where fashion is just a small tick on your memo of what to do with your life, or somebody who has to get dressed for a special occasion like me, which I'm going to talk about with Elisa today. Elisa, turnkey fashion. I love it. And look at you, green glasses to match your green blouse. Oh, come on. Well, tell us just briefly, how did you get into this gig? I mean, it must be a lot of fun.
It is. Thank you so much for having me. And I'm a little obsessed with glasses. I have 13, 14, maybe 15 different
Oh,
colors.
no,
I
of
love.
course you're not obsessed. That's
Yeah,
normal.
no. Yeah, exactly. I quit my corporate job and I was looking for something to do because I still had young kids and my husband traveled. And so I got into jewelry. I became a rep for a company. And then fast forward, they all wanted to know how to wear their jewelry with the outfits. So I was helping style them. And then I had friends who were going through 20+ year divorces and they needed work business casual clothes. So I started helping them. And 7 years later, it's evolved and changed. And I'm speaking on style and fashion and working with clients one-on-one in corporations. And I'm loving every minute.
So, how do you do it? Do you do it mostly remotely? And when you say you're working with corporations, how does that work?
So I work one-on-one with clients in person or virtually, closet edits and helping them update their look. Because,
I need a closet
women
edit.
we're busy and it's the last thing on the list and we don't, we need help. We struggle to let go of clothes because we have memories and attachments and all the things and we spend a lot of money on them. And then I work with corporations because they are struggling with um, management has one idea of what dress for success is, and new team members coming in or members who are returning post pandemic have a different idea of what dress for success is or what
Okay,
a client facing meeting looks
so
like.
here's what I think, because I'm in front of a camera a lot. I'm going to do a very short uh, little informational thing with CBS out of Los Angeles. And two things come to mind to me. Number one, do as the natives do. So going to LA, nobody's going to be wearing all black like we do in New York year round, although that is my go-to safety net. So I chose three outfits. One, really neutral on neutral, beige on beige on beige. I'm not sure how that's going to look on camera. It may be too bland. One, where it's a totally bleached out chambray blazer, fantastic. Dark indigo jeans, don't really have a good layering piece for that, but the baby blue of the chambray looks great. Third, butter yellow, cotton, stretch cotton blazer. And then put that with Gucci scarf that has beiges and yellows in it. But here's the trick. Before I pack, I have to go and get my social media manager to take pictures of me sitting because the camera and that 8 to 10 minute interview is not going to be done standing. So where ordinarily I would think, okay, how is this going to look at an event? And I'm going to be standing with a cocktail glass in my hand or a plate of food or whatever, or both. I can't think about it that way. I actually have to think totally twisted. How is it going to look? And because I've got a fat stomach, am I going to be able to button the first button of the blazer and stay seated? Help.
I always love and veer towards wanting to wear color. I just think it makes us stand out and be more memorable. And the other thing is, I encourage clients to find pieces that they feel confident and fit them properly. Because when you wear something, and you know this, you created jeans that fit you. When you wear something that doesn't fit, we shrink on ourselves. And when you wear something that you feel confident in, you just stand taller, you feel better about yourself, and you shine truly. And I know you know this because you created a whole line of jeans that fit your body, right? So
I did,
finding
but there's a whole world of fashion out there that doesn't care about dressing a 78-year-old like me. And so the other thing that's really a challenge for me is when I had breast cancer, I must be the only human being that gained almost 40 pounds during treatment, but the steroids, and water weight was just intense. So I came out of treatment 5 years ago, 4.5 years ago, almost on top, I would say a size 14. I am now
Wow.
down to a size 10, but I still have that image of myself
right,
as a much
right.
larger woman. And therefore, I do all my shopping online. I don't like going into stores anymore. I always get a size too large.
Right. And you're
Help.
not alone. You're not alone. I
Really?
mean, my mom does the same thing. My mom was always very overweight, and now she's like a size zero. She's 5'2", but she still thinks she needs to lose weight, and she doesn't. And she still buys things in medium and large, even though she's a size zero. The other thing I will mention, you mentioned you don't like to shop in stores, and stores are not carrying the same selection because they don't want to get stuck with inventory. They got stuck with a lot of inventory during the pandemic. So
Oh, yeah.
it's very challenging as a consumer to go in and not find your size, not find a variety of styles. They leave everything online. Well, not everything, but they leave a lot of their styles and sizes online because then it goes direct from the distributor and they still get the profit. But then we miss
Oh,
out on trying things on and touching them and feeling them. So I kind of relate it to think about you're spending money on gas to go shop to the store, right? So that shipping fee that they're charging you, it's kind of like an equator of what you would spend on gas. And there are a
true.
lot of stores now that will give you free shipping because they really want you to shop online. And it's challenging though, because like I'm between a 14 and 16, but I could be anything from a 12 to an 18. You as an 8 or a 10, you could be anything from a 6 to a 14. I
And
mean, it's
and
all over the place.
I just ordered this cotton stretch sateen, um, really soft butter yellow blazer because I think first of all, soft tones are good to wear in front of a TV camera for this CBS interview. But I also think yellow equates to happy,
Right. Yes,
lighthearted,
absolutely.
nice, as
Right.
does honestly the bleached out chambray blue is just icy and fabulous. But when I was reading the subtitles of the item, it said slim fit. So of course I ordered a size 12. And now I'm thinking, probably,
It's probably too big for you.
I don't know. You know what? I do this all the time. I love wearing a turtleneck, so you don't have to see that stringy part of my neck. So I will buy these on Amazon, $24 for a poor boy knit rib, really fabulous cotton spandex. I cut the sleeves off. So it's sleeveless, so my arms don't look fat. I
Interesting.
made it into a sleeveless layering
That's
piece.
that's a really great
And that
idea.
means I don't have to put a ton of makeup down here and stuff. But it's chunky enough that I may get away with a 12. But truly, what's going on in the fashion industry, and I wonder if you find this for your clients, it's so crazy. there is no industry standard for sizing.
Right.
My God.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And part of it happened before the pandemic, but now it's really kind of gotten a little bit worse. It's because clothes are not just made in one place. They're made in Taiwan, the Philippines, China, India. I mean, there's a multitude of places. And I remember years ago, none of my clothes fit. I was a size 14. And so I decided I'm going to just go and buy one size bigger in one pair of pants, right? Because nothing fit me. I hit menopause, nothing fit, even though I
Oh,
was
yeah,
doing all the things.
for
So
sure.
I went to Target and I bought a pair of pants and a pair of jeans, same brand. They have universal thread, I think it is, but size 16, and the pants were too big and I couldn't, they wouldn't stay on, and the jeans were too small and I couldn't get them up. And I'm like, how is it that it's the same store, same brand, and yet the sizing is so off? And it's the same at other stores as well. You can go to Ann Taylor. I mean, there's a number of different stores where the sizing is just a little goofy. I mean, I even tried on a Veronica Beard dress just recently, and normally a 14 fits me, and it didn't, like, I couldn't even close the thing. And
Oh, oh
so
yeah.
it just depends. You have to try things.
I bought a Veronica Beard Dickie blazer because that's so brilliant that you can zip in different pieces in the front. I barely, and I mean barely, squeezed into a size 12. So the conclusion I've come to is a lot of the fashion brands that would really work for me aren't sized for me or intended for
Right,
me. And
right.
even though I'm fairly in shape for my age, it's not a 25-year-old body. And so I look at stuff all the time, and it's like a kid looking through the window of a candy store and saying, "Oh, if only, oh, that looks so delicious. Oh, I love that." You know
Right.
what?
It's
It
not going to work.
is, yeah. And it simply is not going to work. And
Well,
then
and
that
that's this.
whole oversized thing. I mean, we were talking about that. I am okay, so that whole trend for oversized in the fashion industry. I live in the fashion capital of America, and all I ever hear is, "Oh my God, that's so big on you." And I'm like, well, but look, here it is. And it says oversized, and nobody cares. They just don't like it. So it seems to me there's so many times when the fashion industry just gets on a kick, like oversized blazers where you sort of look like Frankenstein, and they're playing to themselves. I mean, nobody cares about that in America. Nobody wants to be that oversized or that exaggerated. And then they wonder why fashion sales are plummeting. You're not giving the customer two things. Number one, we need a lot more fashion brands for our age group from 50 plus onwards. We have virtually none. And we need clothing that is timeless, but on trend without being trendy. Now that I'm not in the fashion industry anymore, but in the podcasting world, um, I do a lot of cruising online to see what's happening, and I will tell you that probably 8 out of 10 purchases I make, they would be right for my body if they were right for my body, which they're not. How do you deal with that with your clients?
It's really challenging because people see things like on social media, on Instagram and Facebook, and they think, oh, I can wear that. But they don't realize that the person they're following has a completely different body shape than they have. And then
Ah,
you order something and it doesn't work, and you think there's something wrong with you. And there's nothing
yeah,
wrong with you. It's
for
just
sure.
not made for your body, right? Like if you have an athletic build, then you want to wear things that will create curves for you, like flare jeans or something with a little bit of a shoulder pad. And it is challenging as a woman over 50 to find things that are appropriate. I mean, there's always trends. Like right now, you said the trend is oversight. Another one is crop tops. Well, as a 50-year-old
Come
in
on.
business, I don't want to wear a crop top. And so it works maybe for someone who's really petite because then proportionally it makes sense for them. But,
Yes.
there's a lot of trends that just don't make sense for a woman over 50. And yes, I definitely try and encourage my clients to find pieces that are classic and that they can wear year after year. Like the Veronica Beard Dickie jacket. Okay, that's a great jacket. I have one. I will probably have it for 5-10 years. And
Me
it's
too.
just a classic piece. You can switch out the blouses, you can wear it with pants or
Yeah.
skirts, but the jacket will be timeless. There's a lot of brands that have timeless pieces that are well made. That's the other thing is I encourage them to buy pieces that are well made, so that if you're investing in your wardrobe versus I know Amazon has great pieces, but a lot of them are inexpensive and not great quality. And
I can
so
tell you though, for Amazon, and somebody once said to me, their basics, like basic knit t-shirts, basic knit turtlenecks are great. And I thought, oh, come on. It's Amazon. I'm addicted now. I now have an entire part of one of my closets is my Amazon closet. Best tank tops, 19.99.
okay,
Best t-shirts, 24.99. Washed like a dream. Have rayon in them so they have cotton, but they don't wrinkle. I am obsessed. So I will never spend a fortune for a layering piece anymore. I think if you want a blazer, I would also agree. The Veronica Beard Dickie blazer allows you. I have gray fleece hoodie that zips inside. Cool girl casual. I have jean jacket that zips inside. And I have right now a navy blue cashmere cable knit hoodie that zips inside. And I'll tell you what, that is such a brilliant invention because then you don't have the bulk of the entire
right,
garment and
right.
the bulk in the upper arms, which has always been a terrible spot for me. I love that. But I'll tell you, I'm on a search for bottoms that fit. Almost
Because they don't.
impossible.
Yeah,
Oh my God. No wonder I invented the DG2 jean. There is
right.
nobody out there that is making a bottom that truly fits a 50 plus customer. Because, you just go through that change of life and your midriff gets bigger and your tummy gets rounder and your derriere gets flatter. And it's
Everything
unbelievable.
just changes, and you
Oh,
and
yeah,
you have to be willing to try new brands, new different sizes. I think a lot of women get hung up on the number or the size, and so the challenge is, well, I don't want to be, I'm going to get back into whatever it is, and the reality is, as I talk with clients, is you're not the same person you were 5 years ago or 10 years ago, right? You're totally different. So even if you were to fit into those, even if you were to lose weight, because we're always on this weight loss journey,
totally.
you're not
Yeah.
the same person. And I really try and get clients to understand that your value isn't determined by that number or that size. Style is not a size. It's about finding things that you feel good in and that make you feel beautiful and confident.
You know what? That is really the essence of shopping after 50. And I think the other essence, and where I've really changed, is I was the ultimate fashionista, the wildest dresser in America. If it was shocking, if it was 1 second off the runway, I was in it when I was in my 20s and 30s, even into my 40s. But now I find that I've gravitated towards classics and then I give them the twist from the accessories I put with them. And so, I took a look at my closet because I thought, you know what? I want to start wearing a trench coat again. I didn't even know I owned that many trench coats. It's terrible, isn't it? So I get all the trench coats together. And then I actually bought I'm loving top handle bags. I bought a top handle bag with beige linen and then dark brown trim and gold hardware. I think I'm always going for a kind of status look. I bought a Gucci scarf that had all those colors plus a butter yellow, horse bits, and I love that. And then I bought a pair of loafers that were beige linen with brown leather trim, but a more golden leather. And that is such a dynamite outfit. So I'm sort of now in my older age regressing and don't want to be at all shocking anymore. I don't want to be noticed for trying too hard. I want to be noticed for classy details. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely. And you just said it. Sometimes the accessories can really change the outfit. You could put on jeans, a t-shirt, and a blazer, and it's going to change the look depending on if you have a pair of sneakers on with it, a pair of bright red heels, a name brand, Prada bag or Gucci or whatever that is,
Yeah,
or
I'm a
some
big
type of
fan of that.
scarf.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is going to change, or maybe a pair of sandals and a fun basket, top handle bag.
Oh,
It's no
yes.
matter what it's the same outfit, but depending on how you use your accessories, it's really going to change the look.
Totally. And you can go very statusy for very little, especially if you find a good remake. I was going to say knockoff, but I'm going to be nice and say remake. And you know who makes one? Jay McLaughlin has a
Yes,
copy of a structured straw Gucci bag for summer with brown leather trim, the bamboo top handle. That thing cost way under $200. Looks like a $3,000 bag. Everybody says, "Oh my God, you splurged." And I'm thinking, ha ha ha. No, I didn't. But
but it's a
I'm
quality
always
bag that you can keep for a while.
And I like bags with structure. So for me, one of the big fashion changes when I went to the office every day, I always brought my own lunch that was organic. I brought a ton of papers. I had magazines in there. God knows what. The thing must have weighed 40 pounds. So I needed a big tote. Now that I broadcast remotely from home, um, when I go out, I notice I need much smaller bags. And, that is a huge change from constantly traveling for work, either to the office or to Europe or Florida. So now I have a great excuse to replenish. There'll always be something, my handbag wardrobe, right? But you have an obsession, and
I
it is
do.
your glasses. How many different colors do you have?
I think I have about 15. That's the last time I counted. I try not to count.
Did you see that I don't know whether it's a new company or not, but it's this fantastic idea. You choose your eyeglass shape. The front is magnetized, and then
Yes,
you can just buy polka dots,
I
checks,
have heard of those.
houndstooths, every single color, pearlized, matte, and it just click, clips on. That's what
They're,
you need. You need a
they sound great.
subscription to that
Yeah.
eyeglass company. But I immediately, and it is so effective, Alyssa. When you first came on screen today, before we started Fashion Thursday, the first thing I said to you was, "Whoa, I love your eyeglasses matching your top. Was that intentional?" And you're looking at me like, what, you think this was a coincidence? But do you do that with almost every outfit? Is
I
that your
do.
deal?
Yeah, it's become part of my brand. It started simply because I couldn't read. I got older and my eyes have changed, and now over time it's just become a part of my brand and who I am. And, people reach out to me because they say, I saw these glasses. Like someone has told me about those magnetized glasses. And
Yeah.
really, when you're a business owner or in corporate, you want to find ways to stand out. I mean, that's what I work with clients
I
because
see.
I think as women, we want to be invisible sometimes or, play with the big boys. And so we tend to dumb ourselves down. And my philosophy is why not stand out? Why not be remembered?
That's a good philosophy. I felt that way a lot when I was younger. I think that I want to stand out more quietly now that I'm older, but I've noticed one thing I've done. And when they talk about all the time in fashion magazines, capsule collection for spring or for summer, my capsule collections are because I'm pretty standard. I always want a great fitting blazer, wool in the winter, cotton in the summer. Always
Right.
want a slew of perfect layering tees. And you're never going to get me into something baggy, like a giant baggy jean. I can't do that. You need a very small midriff for that. You need a very fitted top to tuck in. Not my thing. But I made my capsule collections, that whole thing I was talking to you about accessories. So I have a pink top handle bag, a pink Hermes scarf, and I have to admit it, I bought Barbie pink Gucci loafers and I love them.
Yeah,
So
those are fun.
I keep those capsules together, a beige capsule, a pastel lilac capsule, a pastel pink capsule. And not everything has to be expensive and it just has to look expensive, which you
Just
can
great
do.
quality. Yeah, like we were talking about the Veronica Beer jacket earlier. You can find a J. Crew jacket, a J. Crew factory jacket. When I was younger, I wore J. Crew factory jackets, and they're great quality for the
I
money, and they'll
love
last you
J. Crew.
years.
Yeah, I love
So,
them.
and the capsule wardrobe is great. I really believe that you can have 10 pieces. I mean, look, I have way more than 10 pieces, but if you have the right color combination and the right pieces with 10 pieces, 3 tops, 3 bottoms, 3 layering pieces, and maybe a dress or a jumpsuit, you can create 30, 40, 50 different outfits. And
Absolutely. Yeah,
it can really work for you.
I think it's all in the accessories and then I will add a necklace every once in a while, but for right now at least I go a little light on the jewelry factor. I will tell you that I think you can get a good structured handbag at TJ Maxx or Marshalls. They do some really good copies. And that way you're not making this huge investment for, let's say, a pastel handbag to match a
Right.
scarf or match your mood for spring or summer. Um, where you're from, Texas, is very different in headset. Where I'm from, and coincidentally, I went to an astrologer and I was in black. And she said, "Oh, you're wearing your color." And I said, "Whoa, how do you know me?" And she said, "No, it's not that I know you. You're a Leo. Your best color is black." And I thought, really? For a fire sign? But I find that wearing black on black, which unbelievable, gorgeous day yesterday, 78 degrees in New York. I was wearing black on black on black on black. I, yeah, I find that that is actually considered almost antisocial in other parts of the country. And I went to, I'm a member of a New York City all women's garden club, and we had a sister event in Houston. No, Dallas, outside of Dallas. Okay. Most of us brought a black cocktail dress. We looked like complete outsiders. All the women were in something really feminine and softer in color. And boy, did I really learned a lesson. Yeah,
It changes. You and I kind of talked about it earlier. Depending on, even when I'm working with corporations, right? The culture in Southern California is different from the culture in Northern California. What you wear in Dallas is different from what you wear in Austin. And that's different from maybe Atlanta or Chicago. And all of those places have their own culture. New York is completely different, right?
completely.
And so you really have to figure out what's going to work for you and, well, where are you going on vacation, and also finding what's comfortable for you, because you don't want to stand out necessarily, or maybe you do, depending on where you're going and what you're doing. And I'm going to a fundraiser tomorrow, and I know that everyone's going to be wearing bright florals, dresses, fun, because it's spring, and we're excited that the sun is out and it's not raining.
Yeah, I see, because I think that we live, eat, and breathe fashion. But I'm around a lot of women where fashion is nothing to them. They think
Right.
fashion is the biggest pain in the butt that ever lived, and why should they even have to think about it? And to me, that is so antithetical to my entire life, because I think fashion is self expression.
Sure. And it's fun, but it's fun for me because that's what I love. But yes, there's a lot of women. It's like the last thing on the list. They don't want to have to
Last.
stress about it. I talked to a doctor yesterday. She's like, I was in the ER all the time. Now I actually have a life and I need clothes that fit my lifestyle. And so she doesn't want to have to worry about it. That's not her thing, which I completely understand. And so that's why people like me exist. So I can help her curate a wardrobe that she loves that fits her life, whether it's networking or with her kids or traveling or board meetings, whatever that looks like.
And the one thing that I see, and I don't know if you guys see it yet in Texas or if it will even make it there, because your climate is based really on super hot weather. But I was out on the streets of on 57th Street yesterday, which is a major shopping area, a major thoroughfare in New York, the Upper East Side, and every single woman I saw, including me, was wearing a pair of leggings. Some of them were wearing it with a blazer. Some of them were wearing it with a trench coat. I was wearing it with, yeah, I'm obsessed with this sweater. I'm going to admit it. This sweater in black, black leggings, a black patent leather handbag, the Lady Diana Dior bag. So that stood out. Black sock sneakers. But what I'm seeing is where fashion says, oh, you've got to try these big, baggy pants and jeans. I don't ever see one pair of those on the streets of New York. I think fashion in its own way is chasing its own tail and so detached. Baggy bottoms are so difficult to wear. But what we are seeing is almost a hangover from COVID that says, I just want to be comfortable. And I
Right.
want to be able to be comfortable in about 5 seconds. I don't want to take an hour to get dressed. And so I was really questioning myself yesterday because my hair salon is like uber fashionable. And oh my God, should I wear leggings? And I thought, yes. And I was amazed. Every single woman had. Now, some of the leggings are put together. It's New York. They're put together really fashionably. But I see the younger generations way below us, and they're kind of anti fashion. So, what's it like? Just as my final question to you, where is the preponderance of bottoms and lifestyle dressing where you are in Texas? Is it super casual? Is it COVID casual? Where is it?
Well, so in Dallas, it's very much business casual, but not leggings. Women and men still wear slacks or skirts. There are some people who still wear leggings. I think post COVID, we kind of really devolved. And my whole mission, I even do when I'm working with clients a no legging challenge for 5 days because I want people to see, I want them to get up and get dressed again, even if they have nowhere to go. And what they find is they get so much more done. They feel more confident. They feel better about themselves. And it's a really eye opening revelation. I get that people want to be comfortable. And the great thing is, post COVID, there's so many brands now that really focus on putting
Yes,
comfort and stretch in the clothes and making them breathable. They're trying new fabrics so that we can be comfortable and still be put together. But we get stuck in patterns, and it's easy for us to just wear the same things over and over. And
it
so it's just
is.
about making small tweaks so that you still look good and feel good and kind of get out of that rut.
In a way, it's a rut, and in a way, it's a revelation because Gigi Hadid um, has been walking, the famous model, has been walking the streets of New York in status loafers, a legging, a legging, a blazer or a trench coat, and a simple top, big sunglasses. And it really looks good. And I
Yeah,
think the
but that's
beautiful
different
thing,
than leggings and athleisure wear, right? Like just wearing an outfit like you were going to go work out in.
no, it's more like an outfit you're going to go lunch in or
Right.
go casual outdoor
Right.
cafe dinner in. And so that is now what's really working for me because I like a lean bottom. That's the best part of my silhouette. But at the same time, I can't find any pants that fit. So now I'm on my big leggings mission. My collecting leggings mission. I've always got something that I'm going to tell you. I need you to come take care of my closet because if I buy one more piece, I'm going to have to move to a bigger home. It's really getting out of control. Yeah, hoarding, definitely hoarding.
It's hard to
Well,
let go of things.
isn't it? I know. Like you could let go of some of your glasses, but you're not going to.
No.
See that?
I probably could clean out a few that I don't wear. They're a little too boring for me, but for the most part, I wear all of them.
There you go. There you are. Well, you know what? How we dress is literally who we are to the rest of the world. And I thank you so
Absolutely.
much because you actually do a great service for more mature women in teaching them how to make that transition from dressing like a girl or like sort of a corporate entity into their own skin and a real person. So I'm not kidding. You need to come take care of my closet. My closets are completely out of control. I thank you so much for joining us
Thank
on
you.
Passion Thursdays. Best of
Thanks
luck.
again for having me.
So much fun. Thank you so much for listening to Too Young to Be Old podcast. The episode may be over, but the fun doesn't have to stop here. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at The Diane Gilman, or visit our website, thedianegilman.com. If you like the show, leave us a rating or a review and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. And until then, don't forget, age is just a number. Together, we'll prove that we are all too young to be old.